If your intent is to remain completely sober and make a new start, then hear me out. If not, then maybe just let this sit until you do decide. Let me begin by saying I just got my 4-year chip, and I'm going to tell you how I got it. Because if you want what I have, then do what I did. What it was like was a never-ending cycle of waking up, taking a drink to stop the shakes, and taking drinks throughout the day to continue to stop shaking. I was so bad that I would even drink a little so I could drive. Drinking for me had stopped becoming fun a long time before I went to rehab, and I just couldn't taper off anymore. It was time to act. In rehab, I realized some key points. One was that this was just the beginning, but I also did my best to focus on getting through 1 more hour while in detox. I hated being isolated, but grateful to have some guardrails. However, I knew that those influences would be there as soon as I got out, and I needed to make the best of the time that I had while I was there. Mountain Springs offers a variety of recovery options, like CBT, meditation, AA, NA, etc. So there were several avenues, and I chose AA. I also made plans for a life without substances, such as a post-rehab aftercare, like doctors, psychiatrists, therapists, all of which had access to my records. I still am fortunate to have those resources today. Once I left, my journey had just begun, so I laid out my plans for what life would look like while working with my counselor and the staff there at the center. When I got out, I made sure to follow up, and I still do to this day. I don't go to as many AA meetings as I used to, but in the beginning, it was 2 or 3 a day. Do what you must, just do not put that first drink in your body. You still have options until you do that. 4 years later, life is not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it is better. I know that if I do not drink, I have hope of changing what's going on. But if I was to take a drink, that hope is gone. For me, drinking is just not an option, and I don't think about it. I don't focus on it. I don't obsess about it. I am free from the burdens of active addiction. The way I remained free of those burdens is to look back on my first few days in recovery, when I could barely walk, barely speak, and could barely function. To me, that was my low point. Each of us must determine what that looks like. Take these words for what they're worth. And honestly, even though I have 4 years, I still only have today. If you ask me if I will ever drink again, I will say, I don't know, but ask me again tomorrow. Today I'm not drinking because I'm doing what I did yesterday. Replicate success. Thanks for hearing me.